Hello. Today I'm going to show you how you can audit the user passwords on a Samba Active Directory. Auditing passwords is a normal but advanced things that system administrators can do to try to make sure that user passwords conform to whatever your password policy is. Active Directory can be set up so that it will only accept like 8 or 10 character passwords, and you have to have an uppercase character or a symbol or a number. You can have rules like that, but you can still have a really crappy password that meets those requirements, like password 1 with an uppercase P. So oftentimes system administrators will perform an audit on user passwords to see, if they conform to guidelines or if they're really bad, or if a user should be encouraged to come up with a more robust password. The problem is you can't just ask Active Directory, hey, show me someone's password in plain text, because that would be bad. So typically what you do is you extract the stored hashes for the password and then run it through something like Hashcat or some other auditing tool to figure out what the password is. And if it's a really bad password, Hashcat should be able to find it pretty quickly. Most of the instructions that I've found show how to do this on a Windows server, because there's many ways you can extract the password hashes. But I couldn't find one that walked through how to do the whole process on a Samba-based Active Directory. So that's what we're going to try today. So I've got a Windows client set up showing an Active Directory, and you'll have to excuse me blurring out other user accounts. But I've created a user called test.test. So test.test. And I'm going to reset this guy's password. And it is going to be uppercase P, ASSWORD 1. So password 1, uppercase P. Which unfortunately meets the password requirements, but is very bad. But as you can see, I have changed test's password to password 1. I'm going to switch back to my terminal. I have SSH'd into our domain controller that's running Samba, and I'm going to use a tool called PDBEdit. PDBEdit is a tool that comes bundled with Samba on Linux and is pretty powerful and makes finding the password hashes for user accounts stupid easy. You will need either root or sudo privileges to do this. So I'm on the domain controller, and I'm going to do sudo pdbedit -l for list -w, which will show. I'm not exactly sure what W includes, or stands for, but it dumps out pretty verbose information for user accounts. I think it's meant to be used if you were trying to migrate, say, all of your users from Active Directory to some other method of storing passwords. I think it's trying to output it in a way that you could import your user accounts, their flags, and their hashes into another system. But in any case, executing this shows a whole bunch of users and all of their hashed passwords. And again, excuse the redacted stuff. These hashes should be NTLM passwords. So basically the type of password that's stored for Windows on Active Directory. What we'll be looking for is this string here. So this is our test user, and this right here is his password hash. So since we're just playing with the test user right now, I'm just going to copy that out, and I'm going to paste that in a safe spot. And so we're done with the domain controller for now. So I'm just going to exit out. I'm going to switch to a terminal on my local machine. I'm going to use Nano to make a file called hash.txt, and I'm going to paste in the hash that we copied out. I'm going to do a Control X and Y to save it. And so we have a text file called hash that's got the hash. I've also included the RockU dictionary list. If you don't know what this is, you should probably do a little Google research on it. Basically, it is a sort of a standard, pretty good dictionary file for brute forcing hashed passwords using a dictionary list. I happen to know that password 1 is very much in this list, so this will be a good test. There are many different ways you can go about trying to brute force these hashed passwords, so you'll have to find what works best for you, but for this demo we'll just be using the RockU dictionary. So what we're going to do, we're going to call hashcat. So I've already got hashcat installed. We're going to tell it -m1000, which means that we're going to be working with NTLM hashes. We're going to tell it -A0, which means we're going to be using a dictionary attack. We're going to do -O. I'm just going to call it winpass. This will output the result of the brute force into this text file winpass. We're going to say we want to attack the hash.txt file that's got our hash in it, and we're going to use the RockU dictionary file. So we'll go ahead and start that. Okay, so I've already hashed this once, so hashcat has saved this. So let me pause this for a moment and clear out the stored hash, and we'll run this again. So give me just a sec. Okay, so let's try this again. So hashcat -m1000-a0, which means to use a dictionary file. winpass.txt is where we're going to output the result. Hash.txt has our hash file, and RockU.txt has our dictionary. So hashcat is getting ready to check it, and it finishes very quickly, as you would expect. So we now have a new text file called winpass.txt, and if we cat that out, you'll see it shows what the hash is, and then right next to it, it shows password 1, which is what we set it to. So this is how you can use the PDB edit and hashcat to do a password audit on your Samba-based Active Directory domain controller. You want to make sure that you have full permission to do this kind of audit, even if it's your own Active Directory at your business. Let someone know that you're doing this and make sure they're okay with it. If for some reason you're doing this on someone else's Active Directory server, don't. Just be smart about it. Don't do something stupid. In any case, thank you for watching. Hope this helps you.